Hello, Scorpio. This is your reading for the week of June 11th to June 17th, Scorpio. This is a general reading. If you resonate with this message, then this message was exactly for you. If not, you can also check your moon and rising signs. Again, Scorpio, message for Scorpio, or messages for Scorpio for the week of June 11th to June 17th. Let's see what messages come through for Scorpio. 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 There could be some changes happening this week, Scorpio. Maybe a little bit of having to balance something out, or kind of weighs some pros and cons regarding something. I feel like there could be some kind of completion happening this week. I feel like this could have something to do with money. This could have something to do with finances. This could have something to do with some family situation, some family money. I feel definitely that there's some changes coming up regarding this situation, and there's some kind of choice that has to be made, some kind of strategic planning that needs to be made regarding some kind of choice. I feel like maybe there might be a situation where there's something with money and kind of juggling or balancing money and kind of weighing pros and cons of a situation that is already in movement. We're already moving, we're already going forward, and it needs to be brought to completion, essentially. So I feel that something has to be done with completing something or finishing something or bringing something full circle. I feel like some changes are already coming, and they're already pushing it to this point that kind of moving it to completion is going to be necessary. And I feel like it's going to take some planning. And I feel like it's going to take some deciding on what exactly is necessary, what is needed, what is actually tangible. You know, if this has to do with some kind of family property, family real estate, I almost feel like this could have to do with some family money or some family situation. There may be some decisions that need to be made regarding this. You know, maybe it's a property, maybe it's a family get together. And I feel like there's going to have to be some pros and cons weighed in this situation, Scorpio. You know, I'm almost getting the message here like this might have to do with some kind of changes regarding childcare. I'm coming up with this because I almost feel like maybe there's a situation weighing who's going to be handling what responsibilities in the family structure. And there may be some kind of choice that needs to be made. And I almost feel like there's a message coming up with childcare or daycare or some kind of structure that may be having to take care of a child. I feel like there may be some decision that needs to be made regarding this. And I feel like there's a lot of different choices out there. But I feel like this could be the week that a choice is definitely made, because I have the wheel, I have a 10 here, I have a 10 here, and I have the world here. So I feel like if any choices need to be made regarding this, regarding something with even possibly school or daycare or childcare, or a weighing or a balancing or a kind of juggling of who's taking care of the child. I feel like it's this kind of energy this week, and I feel like the situation will be able to be resolved this week. I feel like some kind of plan would be put in place to be able to figure out who's taking care of the child, who is going to essentially be playing babysitter, because I almost feel like there's something with a child here. I feel like something with daycare or something with some kind of juggling act that needs to be balanced and figured out and resolved in a certain way, shape, or form. I feel like maybe there's an aunt, or maybe there's a relative that's currently taking care of or currently babysitting possibly your child or your kid, Scorpio. And I feel like it could have something to do with even trying to figure out who's taking care of this child, whether it's, driving them back and forth to school or having to pick them up. I feel like there's some kind of juggling going on regarding something with a child with daycare or childcare or school, who's picking somebody up from school. I feel like there's some kind of situation like right now there's a relative maybe helping somebody in the possible extended family that could be helping. I feel like this may be an aunt, or this may be a friend. This may be somebody that's helping in the extended family regarding a child and regarding something with childcare, because I'm coming up with childcare here for some reason. And I feel like this week there'll be able to be a more solid plan in place by the end of the week. I feel right now it's kind of like a juggling situation. You're kind of like juggling tasks, multitasking to kind of figure out, who's picking the child up at what time and where. And the wheel is, I'm kind of seeing the wheel, the wheel is always traditional changes and something changing, something already in motion, so something moving. But quite literally, we could say this could be the wheel of a vehicle. And that's why I'm picking up, a vehicle possibly. So having to drive somebody somewhere or pick somebody up from somewhere. And I feel like there's this kind of multitasking that's happening. And I feel really that a strategy needs to be put in place to kind of complete this cycle, of having to, be moving from one place to the next, kind of juggling things and concentrating on many things at once. I feel like there's too many things here that you're trying to juggle, Scorpio. And childcare could quite possibly be one of those things. If you do have a child and if this message is resonating with you, then this is exactly for you. If this happens to be with a work situation or a romance, I could say, Scorpio, I feel that you're juggling something regarding work, regarding some project that you've already started, some project that you've already started working on, and you're working on it with somebody who prefers to work on it on their own, and you're kind of having to juggle it and kind of move through all these things on your own. And I feel like even this, by the end of the week, will come to a conclusion, will come to some kind of final completion by the end of the week. Again, a strategy is going to be needed to be put in place here, because there's many things that you're trying to juggle right now. And if it's a relationship, I feel like there needs to be a healthy balance between how much time you're spending with your family and how much time you're spending with your partner. So that is the overall message for you this week, Scorpio. Let me know if you have questions or comments, and have a good week.